If life were fair, it'd be you hanging on a cross. And I think we get so caught up in the momentum of life that we forget that we have a God who bleeds so you don't have to. Right? We get so caught up with being victims. We get so caught up with being so oppressed that we forget that there is a God out there who bleeds so we don't have to. That we had a price that we could not pay and he paid it for us. That he left his crown to pick up the cross and endure the suffering that we often deserve. We deserve every single day. I wake up every day and I commit sins that are not fair to God. That God created us in his perfect image. That God created us out of love and God created us to worship him. And yet I do things every single day that worship myself. That's not fair to God. We should wake up every morning and thank God that we did not live a fair life. Because if we lived a fair life, I'd be hanging on that tree right now, and God would not have to come down and pay the price for something he did not owe. But we get so caught up in being oppressed and victimized and saying life's not fair and life isn't fair. We understand this very clearly in Ecclesiastes 8:14 when it talks about how good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people. And we get so caught up in these injustices in the world that we forget that we have a God who bleeds. We have a God who laid down his crown to pick up our cross. And we completely blow past this by looking at all these minute things that are very finite and only last in this moment, to forget the eternal picture that God laid down his crown to pick up the cross. That there's a God out there who bleeds so you don't have to. So we should wake up every single morning and thank God for that we do not live a fair life. Because if we lived a fair life, we then complain that God is just. And God is in fact just. And that is a truth that is not going to change. God demanded a payment for our sins. And he got the payment through giving up his son to take on our cross, to take on our punishment, because God is just. So thank God that he's just, but thank God that we do not live a fair life. Because if we live a fair life, it'd be me and you hanging on that tree. God bless y'all.